I got this version from News Nation. And I often talk about if you're unhappy with the government, you can vote. You get to vote. You get to actually try to have your voice heard. And a lot of people complain and go, Steve, if I vote, I'm just one of millions and millions and millions of people who voted. My voice gets so diluted that I can't ever actually make anything happen. This idea that I can participate in democracy is kind of like an overblown promise. And no. It turns out that once in a while, the electorate can make changes that are important. Headline: Michigan town votes to oust entire government over Chinese factory plans. So this is happening in a little town in Michigan, kind of up in this area here of the Lower Peninsula. But a rural Michigan town voted to oust its entire local government this past election after the town board approved a Chinese-affiliated electric battery plant. So there's a lot going on here, but residents of Green Charter Township in Michigan strongly disapproved of the local board's decision to approve the building of a Chinese-connected electric vehicle battery plant in their community. So after the election, a locksmith came in Tuesday night and changed the locks on the ousted officials' former offices. The offices were then empty. Now, this is quite severe, but it's fascinating. The project was expected to create more than 2,000 to 300 jobs. It was going to be a $2.3 billion investment. So you can see why some people might have looked at it and said, oh, that's a good thing. Somebody wants to come to town to build a factory, hire 2,300 people, and invest $2.3 billion. That's a good thing. But a lot of people in town are going, but the people doing it are Chinese. Do we want a Chinese factory here? And so
let me skip to the other part before I make my comments.
People were piping up and complaining about it. They were. And the board said, we like it anyways. So, recall election, gone. All of them. Now, I've said before, and I'll say it again many times, be careful what you wish for. Because these people all got elected basically on a single issue. They got elected on the idea that we're going to keep that battery plant out. They still got to run the township.
But that's okay.
So they've got meetings ahead of them discussing budgets and bylaws and ordinances and ordinance violations and trash pickup contracts.
Absolutely.
All of that stuff. They got all that stuff ahead of them. It's all going to happen.
Absolutely.
But they did make the point. And for that, a lot of people around the nation have spotted this and said, that's a fascinating experiment right there. Because you had locals who were against something that their elected officials said, no, but we're for it.
Pay attention.
Doesn't matter that you're for it. You represent other people.
Exactly.
Are they for it? And that, in my mind, is really the problem. Quite often politicians forget they're not in Lansing or Washington or Sacramento or Green Charter Township to represent their interests.
Exactly.
They're elected to represent other people's interests.
Exactly.
It's a great story.
Okay. And this is my point in running for president of the United States. For those of you who say, I'm wasting my time, I shouldn't run. Or the elite who say, oh, you got to be married. Oh, you got to have 2 families, 2 kids, a dog, a house, and, be a mayor and a senator and a this and a that. Those are your requirements to be president of the United States. Those are not the requirements for the job. The job says 35 years or older and a United States citizen. I have skills to run the country. I'll have a team with me running the country. Team of lawyers, team of historians, team of financial wizards. Not the ones that the capitalists hire to look after their interests, but the ones that I'm going to hire to look after our interests. everybody in America that's in Americans' interests. We are tired of being tired. That is what this is. I have my regular account. This is what it looks like. You can add another channel. I have this channel, and then this channel is the one that's coming. The subscriber is me. This is the only thing that's on here. The videos that I am going to put on here are going to be videos like the one that you just saw. We have to get out of each other's way. We have to stop arguing with each other, put our differences aside, or we are not going to make it. I am running for president of the United States, and I am going to be asking for everybody, even the elite, because some of the elite will vote for me, but the majority of Americans are not the elite. The majority of Americans are not the middle class. We are being sourced out of homes, jobs, medication, insurance, education, personal decisions. Please do not think that a Democrat is different than a Republican, or a Republican is different than a Democrat. They are all the same. They all work for the same 200 people that are running this country. And those people are the capitalists. We have to vote for us. And I am here for Americans. That is my slogan.